This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. There he is.
What's up with you, man?
You just woke up now?
No. I've been moving around, but I'm at my my folks' house. My little brother, we're celebrating him this week, so a lot of long nights, and so I'm getting my body back up into the flow, and we're on a different time zone. So, yeah.
So Dolphins get 5 primetime games: New England, Philly, Kansas City, the Jets, and Tennessee.
Yep.
But you gotta figure it's going to be 6, right? Because that last game that says TBD with the Bills, something tells me that one's going to have a little extra spice at the end of the year. I think there's a potential for a 6 primetime game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if that game is for the division, then it's got to be primetime, right? And so if the Dolphins take care of business, the Bills take care of business. Maybe that's the AFC East championship.
Sunday night.
And that Sunday night, this makes a lot of sense to me. So, yeah, certainly there. But, you got a long way to go. The Dolphins got to win enough to be at the hunt into the final game and the Bills too. So I don't think there should be a lot of complaints, honestly, for fans the way the Dolphins schedule played out. You end the year with a lot of games at home. I mean, the one thing there, you don't have as many September home games, so you don't get to use the home field advantage as much, but you end the season at home a lot, so you don't have a lot of cold weather games. And so really it balances itself out. You got a bye week near the middle of the season. I'm not a big, the schedule has a huge impact on your wins and losses guy, but I think
you're either good or you're not, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You're either going to win or you're going to.
The schedule is not going to save you, But the way it worked out, I don't think there's any huge disadvantages as far as timelines or turnarounds or end of season flow for the Dolphins.
No, I'm with you there. I don't think overall it's a fun schedule. I don't play the schedule game. Well, this team's going to be tough. That team's going to be easy, because that shit is so unpredictable.
Right.
What I think, barring health, of course, what I figure is this is going to be a much better team this year. That's all. If Tua's rolling, I expect him to be better in his second year. I expect the offensive line to be better in its second year. I expect the offense to be better in its second year. I expect Mike McDaniel, who admitted that he didn't run enough. That tells me right there you will definitely be a better offense if you can run the ball, overall. And then you added Vic freaking Fangio, bro, to go along with Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a badass defense to take the field on top of all of that. I'm expecting a defense that's going to allow a lot less points than it did the year before. So that alone should put you in a position to win more games, because if your defense is better and your offense is better, then, I'm not worried about the opponents. The opponents should be worried about how scary the Dolphins can be.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins defense should definitely take a jump. Vic Fangio, huge addition. I like Jalen Ramsey there. They made some changes at linebacker. On paper, this is a team that should be, top 12, top 15 defense, and with potential to be better, potential to be top 10, top 8. And so that should help them immensely. And as we say on offense, they were really good last year when Tua was on the field. And so that'll be the key. If Tua's on the field, this is a top 5 offense in football. And you do a top 5 offense with the top 12 to 15 defense, that's a playoff team, a potential division winning team on paper. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I view it. One thing that is interesting about the AFC is the AFC is so loaded. There are 10, 11, 12 teams that I could legitimately say today, hey, that team could or should be in the playoffs, but only 7 get spots. So there's going to be some disappointed teams come January, and Dolphins just hope they're not one of them.
6 primetime games for the Packers?
That's a legacy franchise. I think it's 5, but it's still a legacy franchise. And, I guess they're betting on Jordan Love.
Oh, it says, 6 primetime, because one of them is not considered prime, but it's like that Black Friday game for the Dolphins. It's not really.
So they're going to be the only ones on TV.
Right. Yeah. So
Maybe not
6.
at night, but it's the only
Right.
one. Gotcha.
Right. It's 6.
Yeah.
But I find that to be a really risky move by the league because
Well, the Bears have 4. The Bears have 4.
yeah, but the Fields deserves that. Like Fields has potential, bro. We saw it at least. We've never seen anything from Jordan Love so far.
That's true. That's true.
At least with Justin Fields, one, he was a badass in Ohio State. You know what I mean? Everybody remembers that Clemson game. That dude took a kidney shot and then said, "Oh, really? Wham! Touchdown on your ass."
And last year, there was like a 6-week period where Justin Fields was the most exciting quarterback in football. They weren't winning the game, but he was 4-41, and they would lose 44-41.
Hey, listen, I have my questions with Justin Fields. He still has to learn to live from the pocket and all that good stuff. But at least I've watched him become a difference maker and do things out there. So I can see where you at least take the chance on that one. Yep. We haven't seen anything from Jordan Love. The Packers weren't that good last year with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So that's me. I saw that and I was like, wow.
I think
I get Aaron Rodgers and the Jets getting all the hype. It's New York. It's a major media market. Aaron Rodgers is a proven player. He's a Hall of Famer. Dude, I get all of that, whether you believe or don't believe they deserve the hype. But Green Bay, dude.
I think that's strictly based on them being a legacy franchise. This team has always been one of those hot 4 or 5 markets for football because of who they are. And so you've always got the Cowboys, no matter how good they are going to have a lot of national TV games.
That's true.
You're going to have,
and they normally are very untrustworthy team.
Exactly. You're gonna have the Pittsburgh Steelers the same way. That Pittsburgh Steelers,
but they deserve it.
But you tell me you want to see Kenny Pickett on national TV? No, I don't want to see that.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. He finished strong. I'm a Kenny Pickett guy.
All right.
Well, I love the pick for the Steelers. I thought where they got him was a steal. And if you watch Kenny Pickett at the end of the year, he had made progress as the year went on. So I don't have a problem with that one because the Steelers always have a great foundation. And if the kid improves on how he finished, it might be all right for Kenny Pickett this year. I mean,
hey, I hope.
And by the way, George Pickens is a player.
He is. He is a player. The Steelers are just as optimistic as you are. I count me as not as optimistic as either of you are.
I'm a Pickett guy. I watch them here in the ACC, and I always bought the kid, man. I think he's got moxie. I like him, man. I like him. I think he's got a chance. I really do. So to me, but Pittsburgh is and you're right. It's like Green Bay. It is legacy. You're right about that.
Yeah.
You're right about that. It's just, again, I saw something from Pickett at the end of the year that he finally was improving, whereas I haven't seen anything from Jordan Love. Maybe Jordan Love shocks.
But Jordan Love hasn't got the chance to play. It's not like you've seen him out on the field and he hasn't shown anything. He had that one game in Philadelphia and he actually played really well. We just haven't seen him throw. Like, he's thrown like 40 passes in the league. And so he is an unknown, but that doesn't mean he can't play. I'm eager to see Jordan Love this year. I think he's going to surprise some folks.
This is a very interesting dynamic, bro. Tom Brady and Dwayne Wade have something in common.
Yeah, they both took a different franchise and they own it, right? Out west. They went out west.
How strange is that?
Yeah, dude? It's interesting. It is interesting.
Where does that make any sense? I mean, what the Heat did with the whole Whiteside, give him the money instead of Wade. Obviously, that blew up in their faces, and that was a terrible, terrible mistake by the Heat. And then, obviously, that bitterness, and then that's probably why he ends up in Utah. But here's the difference. Kraft loves this guy.
Yeah.
So is it that he'll do anything to not be around Belichick anymore?
Well, if you remember, there was the rumblings with the Dolphins in ownership, too.
Okay,
but clearly he wants to own a piece of a team.
Yes,
that clearly was his priority, and he probably didn't have a huge preference of which team it was.
Well, we have no Bruce Beal in the mix here anymore,
right? And so that's what I'm saying. But he also has a relationship with Mark Davis out in Vegas, and so it's based on your relationships. He has a great relationship with Mark Davis, and then it also probably helps that Josh McDaniels, and Dave Ziegler, who are former Patriots, as the GM and the head coach out there. So you've got a pipeline of people that you vibe with, that you have a relationship with. And so that probably makes a lot of sense there. I don't know if the number wasn't right or Kraft didn't want to give up a piece. I don't know what it was from the Patriots angle. Or maybe it was a Belichick factor.
We don't even know if that conversation ever happened.
Maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it didn't. So, and also maybe it is easier to start something new than to continue with, what you'll be known for. You kind of separate yourself, like Michael Jordan did. It would be weird if Michael Jordan said, "Hey, I was going to own the Bulls." That's his legacy. If he starts anew, and I don't think Brady's thinking this way, but if you start anew somewhere else, if you fail there, it doesn't affect your legacy elsewhere. Like Michael Jordan has been a bad owner for the Charlotte Hornets, Bobcats, whatever they've been over the last 10 years, right? They haven't won. But it hasn't affected Michael Jordan's legacy as a player with the Chicago Bulls one bit. Whereas if he owned that team, it might have tampered a little bit with how you view him. So I actually like the idea of starting anew somewhere else, although he will be a minority owner there, so I'm guessing he will really have no power, and it's more just for
it's just an awesome investment.
Business perspective rather than actually, changing things there per se.
Yeah, it's a great place to stash your money, bro.
Yep.
Because it's just going to sit there and grow like a mofo. So it doesn't matter. So it's a great investment.
The NFL is always going to be booming. Business is always booming.
Yeah. So, and I don't know. I like this guy's work. I know he doesn't know shit about Bitcoin, and I took him to task for that. But Darren Rovell does a good job. And he had a funny line this morning, and I actually think there might be some truth to this. It's like Brady's doing anything to make sure he doesn't really go into that broadcast booth for Fox. Like he wants to stay, because if he does become a minority owner, that's it. He can't do that. He can't.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know if he really wants that job in the end, if you think about it, because you're going to have to be critical of other people. I don't know if he really wants to do that. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the part that I think separates the good and great commentators. Can you be critical of your peers who are still your peers? Because all these guys still played with Brady. It's different when you're out of the league for 5 or 10 years and become a commentator, because you don't know these dudes. Brady knows all these quarterbacks. He shook their hands. He's friends with some of them. How can you be critical about the Patriots or your Bucs teammates when, you're a commentator? So I don't know how he would do in that realm, but to me, that's always the hardest part of the transition.
I got a question for you that I don't think you have the answer for, because I'm putting you in a really awkward position on this one. Because it's normal we do that here. It's normal we do that here, but it's nothing bad. It's just I don't think you and I have the answer for this, but we might be able to answer it on our own. Dude, if Brady agrees to become a minority owner, he basically officially turned in his retirement papers.
That is correct. Yeah. You cannot, from what my understanding is, and I would have to check the rules on this. I don't believe
so. All these idiots now that keep saying he's coming out of retirement, they can now shut the hell up.
I know for sure you can't own one team and play for another. I'm not sure if that would exclude him from coming back to play for the Raiders. But it would definitely save there. but it would definitely exclude him from saying, "Hey, I'm going to be a minority owner of the Raiders and come back and play for the Dolphins."
Right. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe we need to find that out officially. But I would imagine the second he puts in paperwork for ownership, he's done as a player officially, and all those stories that people keep writing, they have to say, that doesn't count anymore at this point, right?
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I would have to confirm on the Raiders portion of it, but I'm pretty sure you could take it to bank that if he signs up for the minority owner for the Raiders, he'd be out for the 31 other teams.
Okay. I'll keep asking you guys. You hear anything on Wilkins?
Nothing yet. Okay. I mean, we're
negotiate. You're not even hearing if there's any negotiations.
There has been talks.
There has to be, right?
There has been talk. I just don't know that there's anything like imminent. But they've had talks. It's not like they have we hadn't talked to Wilkins' agent. His agent's David Mulligetta. It's not like we haven't talked to Mulligetta, about Wilkins. They've had conversations, but I haven't heard anything imminent as of now.
Okay. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe, catch his work there at the NFL Network. Notice how I don't screw that up anymore, huh?
You don't.
You notice like I finally got my groove, and
Yeah.
I don't screw it up anymore. Anyway, follow him there at Cameron Wolfe. Cam, have a great weekend, my friend. We'll catch up next week.
We'll do. Hopefully on Tuesday when we're talking about the Heat Sixers Eastern Conference Finals. I'm still counting them up.
Your boys
still,
like
they
mailed it last night.
They had an awful game 6. Tatum didn't shoot the ball well. We should have won. But guess what? It's game 7, and I still got confidence in our boys. They won in Boston twice this series. I think they make it 3 on Sunday.
Maxie's got moxie.
He does. And B's gonna have his MVP game, his best game of the series on Sunday.
Yeah. But your boy, the bearded one, does not show up every night. He doesn't bring it.
We just need 20 to 25 from Harden and a great Embiid game, a good Maxey game, and that'll get it done.
Harden is like I don't know, maybe like the inconsistent stripper. You know, she has good nights on the pole, and then there are some other nights where her head is hitting the floor. She's getting all twisted up and, all over the place, and she's injuring herself, so Harden's a little inconsistent.
And we take him for what he is. His coming out night, his main night on the stage will be Sunday. And so we're looking forward to that.
By the way, I leave you with this to get you in trouble. Have you seen how Janelle Monáe has been promoting Lipstick Lover here the last couple of days?
I have seen. That's all I'll add to that. All right.
Pure talent. Have a good one, young man.
All right, man.
There you go. Cameron Wolfe, now in trouble. As we end the segment. KSDT CPAs, baby. Pull it up, baby. Pull up that QR code. Listen. If you're in trouble right now or you're nervous, okay, let's get that Jasmine logo in there. If you're nervous, okay, and you didn't file your taxes on time, you go, God, what do I do? You know how I tell you, call Welton, don't call the insurance companies, don't deal with them, let the professionals deal with them. Let KSDT deal with the government for you and take it easy. Get that extension for you, walk you through the entire process. If your business is struggling, we may have a recession around the corner. You got a plan for all kinds of things, healthcare, retirement, payroll, you name it. Maybe you're looking to sell your business. They can tell you exactly how much you need to ask for your business. They can help you in so many ways. KSDT CPA, and personally, from a will to getting everything straightened out, your taxes, you name it. Call the great people there. You can call them at 305-670-3370. Wherever you're at, doesn't matter. Consultation's free. The phone call is free. And you probably don't even have to go into the offices. So you can be anywhere you want. And they can do, by the way, we've got offices in Dade, Broward, Palm Beach counties, but I'm sure anywhere in the state you can call them. We got an office opening up soon in North Carolina. We'll tell you about that. Use that QR code right there, man, and reach out to a top 200 firm by Forbes, KSDT CPA.